Oh my God, ʻLlieman, I'm gonna kick you.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Tonight's main attraction. I present to you International Freethinkers. You're listening to the We Are Sober podcast.
There we are. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you all. We are here.
Such a
Thanks
banger,
for being muted.
such
Hey,
a
guys.
banger intro we got there.
And then just muted. No
Bang,
one
bang.
said-
Yo,
Not
It's
as
a
banging
bop.
as last week's. It was, yeah.
I think that we caught you threatening to assault ʻLlieman before the intro started.
That's fine.
maybe.
Now we
Maybe
have
I heard
eyewitnesses.
something like that.
Oh yeah,
I heard something about that.
this turned into just a trial now.
Hey, Dr. Ben.
Shoot, Dr.
Ben.
Ben.
Ben, obviously, I'm feeling more or less a little better, Dr. Ben, actually. Thank you. And hi, Christine. Christine.
Insert random numb.
Wow. You caught me off guard, Christine.
I mean,
You
that's
got a
how
long-ass
most
name.
like usernames are. It's like something generic and then just random numbers.
Hello,
Usually
Mikey.
69. That's usually the number people go with.
69.
Or
Wait,
420.
what?
But that one's taken, so it's 69, 69, 69.
There you go.
Wait, what
I
happened to
donated
the
blood.
69, 69?
What?
It's a two-player game, or
Two-player.
or a six-player game.
6-player game.
What are we talking about?
What?
I don't
Based
know.
on
I've lost
69.
a lot.
I'm confused.
That
now.
sounds a bit like a Roman orgy, right? 6-player game, 69.
I don't know where this went, but
I
I
don't know
either.
either.
I was just making
I'm
a
just walking
comment.
into the end of it.
You thought we wouldn't have anything to talk about, Jenna. Now we're talking about 69.
Well, hey, I didn't think it was going to be about 69, 69, 69. But, whatever.
And you were
I don't
gonna
keep
sit-
saying.
And you were gonna sit this one out.
I thought I am.
Am
Am I not in the background? Shit. Oh, well, I guess I'm here.
You're here now.
Halloween is this weekend.
Oh, yes.
Yay.
It's my favorite holiday. Yay!
Time for the cavities. Woo.
Woo!
Hey, no one here's a dentist. No one should care.
That's true. That's true.
Anyways, welcome. This is the We Are Sober most of the time show.
Oh, yeah, introductions and stuff, whatever. Whatever that nonsense.
It'd be real easy for me to get drunk right now. I donated blood today.
Oof.
So I'm down a pint. And I
You know-
donated in record time too. 5 minutes and 21 seconds for them to drain a liter out of me.
Nice.
Or a half a liter, I should say. It's 500 milligrams. Yeah. Half a liter.
That's record time.
So
They timed
No.
that? It's like a
That's timed?
it's time.
Why?
ooh.
I don't know. It's part of the time. It's just part of the machine. It times it for you, right? So the last 2 times I went, it was 6 minutes and 2, and I was 5:48, and today I was 5:21. And I
Yeah.
knew before sitting in the chair that I was going to drain really fast today, because when they pricked my finger here to do the pre-test before you actually go and give blood, wherever they hit me, it bled. It gushed blood. Blood was the nurse was there, and she had her hands palms like this, and her hands were full of blood from what came out of my finger.
Oh, jeez.
It was like,
That's sanitary.
yeah. Well, no, she had gloves on. Right? So
That's fine.
You get your gloves dirty.
That happened.
Yep.
just
That happened
rude.
because you have no facial hair.
did it? Oh, is that the reason? Okay.
You were
That's
literally thinking. You literally said what I was thinking. Hilarious. I almost wanted to say that too. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate you always. That's why I pay him.
Yeah, I say the things that that we're afraid to say.
Woo.
Those
Just like a white man.
those spicy
know.
hot takes.
These are my privilege,
that is his
my
privilege.
spirited privilege.
Oh my! I
What's wrong with this?
had a mammogram today. That was my morning before I went to work.
Oh, Oh, the titties got squished.
They got squished. Yes, it was super fun. But luckily, I originally went in because I was having pain in my left breast, and so I was like, well, okay, I'll go get it done. And they were like, everything's fine. They're like, it's just hormones, and I was like, great, okay, fine. So
Your favorite.
yeah, but at least, it's just hormones. But at least it wasn't anything serious. So, but I have healthy boobies. That's the most important thing.
Healthy boobies are the best boobies.
Yes.
That's
How is the new
facts.
job going anyway, Hells? You've been there for what, about 2 months?
2 months. I really like it. My boss gave me a compliment today. Told me I take criticism really well, and that I am very flexible and roll with the punches, because there's a lot of changes going on at work right now. So I'm just like, okay, fine, okay, yeah, I'll handle it. Great. So I like where I work. I work with good people and stuff, and I like our residents. So it's a good place.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Glad
Good
that
to
you're
know.
enjoying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder. Wait, Justin, are you doing anything for Halloween with your kids?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm just taking them trick or treating. They got cat costumes and stuff. We're going to
Oh,
two different
what's Mason
spots.
gonna be?
I don't remember.
Okay, thank you, Dad.
There you go.
He has something that my daughter picked out.
Oh God.
Yeah. So it's gonna be.
Your cat's gonna hate it.
Okay, yeah. I just want to know. I need pictures. Pictures. That's your duty. I need pictures.
Yeah.
Halloween. Whoa. Okay, I guess I didn't realize this, because I always just preemptively just get candy, only just because it's for me. It's not for the trick-or-treaters. But I didn't know there was a sale right after. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get rid of
After
it.
every holiday.
Hmm.
Oh, well, I guess that's true.
Apparently
But it's
apparently what my grandfather used to do was, like, after like holidays, he would buy up as much of the decorations as possible, and then he would wait until the next season and then sell them at, like, wherever it is you sell them, the auction, apparently. However much.
For like
Yard sale.
last minute buyers. Like
Yeah, last minute buyers are people who just wanted, like, Christmas decorations.
That's hilarious. Why is it that
I
we
wonder how
skip over
busy-
Thanksgiving?
We don't.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
It's
It's like right after Halloween, then
There's
you
nothing
just
to
cut
buy.
straight to
Were
Christmas.
they gonna put turkey candies out in the aisle?
I mean, candy
From the
corn.
Halloween was 3
No,
weeks ago. What are you talking about?
You're too
I
high.
wonder how
You're too high
busy
for
it's
this.
going to be this year for the
Halloween.
trick-or-treaters.
I meant to say Thanksgiving. Sorry.
I'm sure there's
Yeah.
probably a lot who are going out because it's safer now. We realize it's a lot safer now.
Is it?
I think so.
I've never
What-
been kidnapped on Halloween, so
There you go.
it must be safe.
I mean, like, vaccine wise and stuff like that.
I mean, that's always a
Yeah,
plus.
because last year nobody came to our neighborhood last year. So, but usually my neighborhood's swamped. Like, me and my husband are debating tonight. I'm like, do we want to, like, get candy and sit outside on Sunday? So we were
Oh,
debating
you actually
getting
sit
candy tonight.
outside?
Yeah, you can sit outside here.
Jenna,
Huh? What?
Do you ever go outside, Jenna?
I
have you
I
ever
go outside.
celebrated a holiday before? Like any of them?
Yes, sir. It's mainly, the more unassociatedly religious ones, like Easter and Christmas. Because, Black people.
So you don't go outside and do like an
Just
Easter egg
black
hunt
people.
for Easter?
Actually, we did the last 2 Easters we have. And, it's no kids here. No one's younger than 30. So it's like my mother packing like maybe 8 to 12 Easter eggs with some candy and the other half with money. And so each year, me and my the last 2 years, I should say, me and my sister have been doing that.
Hmm.
It was fun last year. I got the most
You
money. I
ever
got like
hurt
15
your
bucks.
back bending over to pick up an egg? That seems like
No,
something I
because
would
I
do.
don't run around like a fool like my sister, because she thinks she can find all the money, and then she misses it because she's blind, and I can easily spot them, and I just casually walk on over and pick it up.
This does not seem like an ADA friendly event.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna sue them. You're gonna go after them.
But with Halloween, because I was just telling Rollin and Ollieman before the show that my house, I live down a hill, And so in the hillside that I live, and also living down a residential hill, it's really dark and it's not enough lighting. And so for years, maybe on occasion, there may be 1 or 2 people that may knock on the door, maybe. But for the most part, it's too dark. The hill is too steep. Most people are too scared to go down it, especially at that late at night, and it's that dark. So we get off.
So that's why
Not
you
like
get
that.
all the candy.
Exactly.
Right.
I live
support
across
it.
the street from a school, so
Oh, yeah, you're getting it.
we have a hard time now.
You're gonna
'cause
get
our kids are
100.
old.
You're gonna get 300 kids, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my Jesus. The Lord
yeah,
has
he's
answered my prayers.
sideways.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
there we go.
The
Who
giggler.
are you?
Wow.
Oh!
When was the last time you were here, buddy?
Oh,
It's a Halloween
hello.
miracle.
hello, everybody.
Hi,
Yeah.
Giggler.
The great
I'm
pumpkin
tragic.
summoned him.
I'm not sure I can stay long. I'm building some furniture. This is my assignment for
Why?
the night.
Giggler, your presence is requested in 2 weeks from now.
It
What's
is.
happening in 2 weeks?
It's
I think I'm in.
Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
It is Veterans Day, and you are going to be on said show, sir.
2
With
weeks from now.
stitics.
All right.
You have no
that's it,
choice in
you're
the
gonna
matter.
You've been
Alright.
voluntold.
Yep,
Did you just say you're getting Stitics on here for Veterans Day?
We're
I
gonna
am. Special
try.
guest. Did it.
I'm
You've
gonna
been
wait to hear
straight
from that from him.
Straight from being kidnapped into
You don't
Jena's
have to.
basement and tied down and
Why don't I have to? Until I hear it from him,
Because he's
not
been
alive on
voluntold
anything.
per Helen.
Yeah, you're voluntold.
That's right, my king. Stitics.
There you go.
And Hyendra. Yeah. No, Giggler. Okay, cool. Nice to see you. How's that shelf building going? Should we call
Good.
Multi?
Actually, please don't help with that. I should have waited on this. I'm picking up my little brother at the airport tonight. In a couple of hours, it's pretty exciting.
Timing
He's
is
gonna stay with us
excellent
for a
with
few
you right
days.
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Who's
gonna
the
be
shelf
fun.
for? One of your kids?
I'm looking forward to it. My oldest son has requested his own bedroom. We had him in a triple bunk bed for a while, just economics and whatnot. But yeah, he's 9 now, so he wants his own space. So now he needs a
Aw,
dresser.
so
in his
big.
bedroom. So that's what we're doing. So, yeah, fun stuff.
Couldn't you just bought one?
I mean, we did. It was some assembly required.
Oh, okay. Got it.
My
This
wife.
is
my
what
wife knows I
white
love
dads
assembly
call
required, so-
building a shelf, is assembling a shelf.
That's what I was saying. That's why I was thinking, like, huh?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
try one. Are
Is it an
doing this shit
IKEA
from
shelf?
scratch?
It's not IKEA, but it's that type, like some assembly required.
Okay.
My
Oh,
dad
yeah,
would be
this-
rolling over in his grave right now. That I
Totally,
if
total
we buried him,
non-English
cremated him, so I
instructions.
guess like the ashes are
Mhm.
moving.
But the thing about IKEA is you can't read the instructions and you can't make out what the tools are supposed to be because they're in like funny cartoony shapes
Mhm.
and they look like child toys,
Yeah,
like
this-
child tools.
Is it okay? I'm gonna do that thing I always do and make people hate me. But should I be concerned that the instructions I have, the portions that are in English, were clearly written by a person who English was not a first language for? I can't say that.
And that's the show. Thank you so much for your special guest.
Yeah,
Like,
we're just gonna go on a roll of getting all of our videos taken down one by one.
Oh shit.
There are certain things a native English speaker would just never say, right? And what's weird is you would think that you could slap together an instruction manual without running afoul of any of those kinds of things, but turns out that's not
You
the
know
case.
what? I blame the
So you're-
QA. I blame the QA.
Yeah,
It didn't
it's
go
like
through appropriate
no
QA.
Q&A.
It's
No Q&A.
I mean, I'm not super fond of the artist here either, because these pieces don't look anything like. Well, definitely better than whoever translated it. So yeah.
Giggler
Lemon, you're
assemble.
Giggler.
That's why his younger brother is flying in to help him assemble that.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I know.
good one, Lemon.
Oh, my little brother, it's going to be fun to have him here because we had this conversation recently. I said, so Adam, you're an atheist, right? And he said, no. I said, do you believe in God? And he said, no. I said, all right, let's revisit the first question. And then it was round and round. And he actually got upset. He got upset. He goes, "I'm not going to let you call me an atheist just because I don't believe in God." Okay.
I don't see the threat. Oh, he doesn't like the A word.
Yeah. He really did. Yeah, it carries some baggage for him, I think. So.
Yeah,
It's a scary word. So scary.
I would like for people to stop doing that personally, because we don't like labels being put on us, and we don't like calling people, like, we're the whole movement, the whole culture is really big on not calling people outside of what they want to be called. But we do this to people all the time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different beliefs, and they may have a different belief or different idea of what that word means and what the connotations are. They don't want to be associated with it. But we're like, nope, this is you, no matter if you like it or not.
That's right.
Well said.
And
that's true.
It's kind of obnoxious.
I try to, I think it, but if you don't want to be called an atheist, I won't call you one, but I'll think it. I'll be like, you're an atheist.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a motivation behind it of calling people that, to kind of get the numbers up and get more people involved. Sure. and say, hey, you may not like it, but this is what you are, and you're part of my community now. So you're gonna hang out with us,
whether you like it or not. You've been voluntold.
Voluntold.
That's the word of the night. That's the word of the night. Thank you, Helen.
That's voluntold. One of my favorite words.
Yes, put that plywood piece together with the other plywood piece. You got it.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about John Cena having to apologize to China for calling Taiwan its own separate country?
I saw that on John Oliver yesterday.
I read about it, but I didn't see it or follow up or anything.
Well, I did a little bit of looking into it, and it seems that after World War II, China went through a political revolution. Basically, there was a Democratic Party and the Communist Party. The Communist Party won out, and the Democratic Party moved to Taiwan and set up their own government there. And that was the start of the separation of Taiwan. And in more recent years, it separated more back in the 80s, had their own government and everything like that. But now China's basically saying, no, Taiwan is part of China, and anybody that says differently, we're going to have a problem with.
Yeah.
So they made John Cena apologize. They made the Gap apologize. There's a couple other companies like that, a couple other people. So
yeah, that's
kind of scary.
That's when I was in the Navy and we were deployed to over there. It was a big deal then.
Yeah.
And it could potentially become a really big deal really quickly. That's one of the scenarios that I don't know about like war, but it would definitely cause a military conflict if China invades Taiwan. I think the U.S. will defend Taiwan.
Yeah.
I don't know if the U.S. will defend Taiwan, but the U.S. is selling Taiwan so many war machines like tanks and planes and stuff like that. Taiwan's going to be able to defend themselves. Maybe not completely, because China's going to overwhelm them, but it's going to be a big blip that happens on the map at some point in time.
So this whole story troubles me, but maybe not for the reason you might think.
Okay.
John Oliver covered this a couple days ago. If people weren't aware of this issue, it means you're not watching John Oliver. What are you doing with your lives? What?
I'm subscribed to it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
That was the only way I knew about it till when I watched John Oliver yesterday. And I was like, oh, I learned something new. I didn't know all this stuff about Taiwan and China.
Yeah.
That's basically where I learned half of it, but then I went and looked some of it up online too. So.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, the U.S. recognizes Taiwan as a sovereign nation and has stated that they will defend them if China attacks. So we'll see how that plays out.
I can't see it. I don't know if it's worth it to the U.S. to defend that, not against somebody like China, because
you can't tell us what to do, Canada.
All the way.
I mean, like, the U.S. always says things, and then they don't do it. So it's like,
this is true.
Like, that's nice. Like, let's see if you actually put your words into action if anything does happen to happen.
Nobody cares what Canada thinks. It's just nobody.
Yeah, fuck you too,
but you're welcome. One of my best friends, his wife, when he met her, was a Chinese national, and so she's born and raised in China, and they do not take the whole Taiwan thing lightly, just like to your average citizen. going to college, getting a computer job in the U.S. They show like Taiwan. They're fucking pissed. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. Yeah. So.
Just because it's lemon, just diving back on the previous conversation, I think motivating people to accept the term atheist also helps destigmatize it. Not that I would force it on anyone, though. I mean,
Right.
yeah,
there's like a political motivation behind it of
sure
getting the group under that label to be as big as possible, for destigmatization, but also as a voting bloc. You know, if we can unite atheists and secularists under a specific title, they're a much more powerful voting bloc.
Duly noted. Something else that, what did you mention, Ollieman? Oh, Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Shot. He killed a guy.
Killed a
He killed the head cinematographer and also injured one of the directors of the show too.
It was the
So
co-director.
he
One person
shot
killed-
twice.
Yeah.
No, it was whatever was in the barrel. It split and hit two different people, and one of them died, and the other one just was injured.
The
So it was only one
investigation is
shot.
ongoing, and there's somewhat limited details. But the
Very limited.
the assistant director is who cleared the weapon before handing it to Alec Baldwin, and it was not properly cleared.
That's right. Alec Baldwin was told that the gun was clean and ready to go, no danger to anybody. I can't remember what the term they use for it is, but another thing too that I read, and I can't remember which actor it was, but another actor came out and complained about the person that was supposed to be doing safety on those guns, saying that person was dangerous on my shoot on the show that we just did just before that too. So
I think a lot of details and maybe some work practice changes is going to come out of this down the line, because this is not the first time this happened.
The boys announced today that they will no longer be using blanks for any of their film sequences. They're going to go with CGI because of this incident.
I don't understand why they just don't do it. It has been going that way for years.
It costs a lot more to do CGI.
And I understand that, but again, like people's safety, because like this is I wonder how many injuries have happened that we didn't hear about it just because somebody died. You know, I wonder if minor injuries had happened on other sets. I don't know. I'm just speculating. You know,
there's tons. I mean, putting aside, you know, lethal weapons like guns, there's tons and tons of stunt injuries that we could just CGI away or stunt doubles, but there's tons of those, and you know, people accept it because it makes it look more real for cheaper, and that's common in every industry ever. Safety is not number one, you know, top priority when you can cut corners for, you know, to make the production cheaper.
Look at Jackie Chan. He does most of his own stunts.
Well,
I'm used to. Okay. Every movie that he did that in, though, there was a list of injuries at the end that he suffered.
He's broken bones. He broke his leg.
Multiple bones.
What was that movie where he slid down the building from the top of the roof?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
He did that with like.
Isn't that one of the Rush Hour films?
Yeah, no harness, no safety net, and he broke his leg.
Holy fuck!
The one where he's jumping on and off the not aircraft carrier, the hover. What the hell are they called? The it's not a ship, but it floats on a cushion of air. I just can't think of the right word. Hovercraft? No, that's not what it is. But anyway, that he had broken his ankle, and you saw the preparations. He was wearing a sock over the cast that looked like a shoe, so that he could keep going.
Yeah, I mean, just generally the point is that, you know, because I work in construction, so safety is a priority until it gets in the way of other things, right? So they weaponize safety, so they'll get you in trouble. They get you kicked off a site, suspended, sent home if you're not utilizing your tools or PPE or a ladder or whatever it may be correctly. But once it gets in the way of deadlines, it's all out the window.
Yep. Back when I was in my 20s, I used to work in a warehouse where we pack shipments to going out to stores and stuff like that. And it's like, no, you're not allowed to climb up into that second rack and get stuff down. Right? Call for a lift truck to come and get it down for you while you're going around packing your orders. But no, it's Wednesday night. We got 179 orders to get out tonight, boys. Get out there and get them done. They didn't clear if you're climbing up those nights because you got to get the work done. Right. So.
Well, that's what I was telling one of my coworkers today. In the military, it doesn't work that way. In the military, or in the Navy at least, where I was at, there's no amount of deadlines or rushing that you can bypass the safety protocols. In the Navy or on a submarine, the moment something like that happened with that shooting, every person in the chain of command would have been fired the next day or the same day. You'd have a new commanding officer, a new chief of the boat, and knew everything the next day. And because we talk about this a lot with responsibility. So even if it was the armorer's responsibility or the assistant director's responsibility to clear it at that time, there's multiple people in the chain of command or involved in that set and that production that had a hand in crafting those policies and enforcing those policies and supervising those people that are in charge of these protocols they weren't doing their job. They didn't make sure that the environment was set up in a way to, enforce these protocols and rules. So there's a lot of people that could have done better to prevent that from happening. And, we're trying to point at one or two people, but, these things don't happen in a vacuum. It's the entire workplace gets sloppy before something like this happens.
That's what that's what always happens. People get lazy. You do things, repeatedly over and over again. You've been in a job for a while, and when people get relaxed and that's when things get sloppy, and that's when accidents happen. It's just human nature. And unless you have someone coming and saying like you have to do it correctly every single time, and and somebody's not up your ass, that's how mistakes happen.
Yeah, and it's painted with the excuse of increasing efficiency. There's nothing efficient about it if you're just gonna cause on-site injury or get an order wrong or someone messes up something else or whatever it may be.
Like in the job that I do, there's a big chance that if I make a mistake, I could cost somebody money or give somebody money that they're not supposed to get, and then cause an unnecessary burden on them because they'd have to return it to us right after maybe having cashed it and used it. So that's all of my work is not all of it, but a percentage of my work is always double checked to make sure I'm always doing my work correctly, and I have to maintain certain standards, or else I wouldn't have a job anymore, right? So
fair. That's fair. Okay, well, Alec Baldwin, do your shit right.
It's not Baldwin's fault at all. It's like I said, it's the person that handed him the gun. But
I feel really bad for him because he must be a wreck. I feel so bad. I really do.
I don't. As somebody who's handled weapons, and anybody that's had any training, anybody that's ever handled a weapon before knows to clear that weapon before they use it. Every single time, no matter what, you are responsible for firing, whatever happens after you fire a weapon, every single time. I don't care what field or industry or whatever, what your job is or whose responsibility is what. If you didn't personally witness them clear that weapon, then you should clear it yourself. So I don't know what the rules are in acting, but if there's real guns around, that should be the protocol for everybody, everywhere, all the time.
No, I'm not saying. I just feel bad that he probably feels terrible for accidentally killing somebody, and trusted the people that were telling him that the gun was safe and stuff. Yes, he should have checked it and cleared it himself, but I can have a little bit of sympathy and being like, that must be a very terrible thing to be dealing with, knowing that you accidentally killed somebody, and probably someone that you had a relationship with and and a colleague and stuff. So,
I mean, that's fair, but you're asking a lot from Justin.
No, yeah, I won't budge on this because I'm doing that as part of the lax standards and being just being too used to it and not taking it seriously.
You were just talking about safety shaming, and now it feels like you're safety shaming a little bit.
I don't know what that
Maybe I'm
means,
missing something.
but when it comes to deadly weapons, yeah. And when you're shooting,
why was
them
there
at
a live
people,
round on set?
I don't know.
It wasn't a live round. It was
right?
a blank. No, it was a
It wasn't
blank.
a
There was
blank.
something else in the barrel. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though. I'm not positive.
It was a live round.
Okay.
It was.
I had
Okay.
heard somewhere that it, and I thought if there was a live round.
Ooh, you're breaking up, buddy.
Well, he disconnected anyway.
It was a
back in
live
2
round though.
From what I've read so far, they
Okay.
had a search warrant. And they searched the whole production set, and they found other prop guns and a lot of blanks. But they've also found other live rounds on set.
Why would there
So
be
it
a
wasn't the
live
only
round?
one. Well, one of
Wow.
the purposes of having live rounds is to actually shoot the gun and record it, and record the live round again for realism and to make it cheaper. It's cheaper to just get a gun with a regular bullet and shoot it and record it than it is to add all the after effects.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I find really ridiculous, because we have movies where people can
I'll come back to
fly, can do all this crazy shit that real people can't do. And we're all like, okay, I'm going to suspend my disbelief. I can suspend my disbelief about bullets.
Yeah,
like,
but
I don't need live bullets to
Those movies,
sell the realism to me.
those movies that look any good while doing that are like $300 or $400 million productions, or can get up that high.
Cough it up, Helen.
When you're trying to spend,
Yeah, I am. I got 300 million sit in my pocket.
yeah, when you're trying to spend 20 million on a production versus 150 million, these are the things that you do to make that happen.
Right.
And minimum and post processing and special effects is like most of your costs, or a huge chunk of it.
Yeah.
Before anyone says anyone else, because Andrew told me to point this out, I heard there was a strike happening and the safety prop people weren't the regular people.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, no. There's a strike happening afterwards, is because of the shooting and
No,
stuff like that.
They were unrelated.
There's a couple of different things that have shut down as a result of it.
I think that's unrelated. The strike may be something else. Like
I thought the
before all
strike was
this.
for writers, maybe, or
Yes.
I don't know. I thought it was for like writers and like the content creators, essentially, because of just the long hours and everything that comes.
Everything that I read about a strike is from like the day that it happened. They were like immediately trying to figure out like what to say about this, and it was a breaking news story, but I haven't heard anything about it since then.
Yeah.
So I have to wonder, because on me, if for someone like Alec Baldwin, if working through the grief of what just happened would be easier or not, whether you believed in God or not.
Whoa.
You always got to get really religious with this, don't you?
Why
I know.
Why are you so religious, man?
It's my jam.
Jeez,
That's my
Giggler.
jam. Yeah.
No,
I don't think there's a God, and I'm going to prove it.
All
Depends
right,
on what kind
Ortangelo, you're allowed to talk in the chat now and address
Don't
it.
Yeah.
call him.
Say his name 3 times, he'll show up.
Aunt Angela's going to be our Beetlejuice.
It depends on what kind of God you believe in. If the God you believe in says everything happens for a reason and it's just part of the plan, then you should just get right through it. Shouldn't even phase you.
Yep.
It does very much, I think, depend on the kind of God you believe in. Making the story a little more personal, I often wonder, God forbid, my wife and I lose a child. Is her God belief going to make that loss easier for her or harder for her? Now, I speculate.
Well,
By the way, please don't record this, but I'm kidding.
On YouTube.
It's on you.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what show you think you are on, Giggler.
We'll put
folks,
anything
as
on
many
YouTube.
times as many
It
times
seems
as
to
Giggler's
me-
been on here.
It seems to me if this unimaginable thing happened, my response would be, life's going to happen. Nobody made us any promises. I fear that her response would be, God's punishing me by doing this, and then start really digging into what could I have done to offend God, and that scares the hell out of me.
Oh, sure.
I think it's a danger
yeah,
for these
that.
people. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is an occurrence. Sure, even if you are religious, they'll still have that kind of nagging thought in the back of their mind. But at the end of the day, they are consoled in their own way with the prospect of seeing their loved one in heaven again. So that consolation prize helps dull that, initial pain.
Maybe. I know. I'm totally
Not for all,
speculating.
most.
I've
At
never
least I've seen
been
that
a
with my family.
believer. This might be a good question to ask people who have been believers. But it seems to me like that promise that heaven is there, you're always like a little bit, I don't think so. But that notion that God's punishing you for something, oh yeah, that's right on target. Like you're all in. That's my speculation anyway.
Speculation.
Oh,
Stitics,
Stitics
Giggler says the answer is yes.
and now that Stitics here, I'd like him to confirm what Jenna told us earlier.
He's not confirming shit. Shut up.
He has no choice in the matter.
That is between me and Stitics, and Justin, and everyone else who was in the military. Anyways, nothing.
The entire
Shut up.
military.
Don't worry about it.
He
worry.
doesn't
We will
even know
get
what
the
you're talking
entire
about.
military, all the branches. We'll get Stitics
Well,
on
if
here.
Stitics was wise, he would, rewind the tape and watch the earlier conversation. Don't rewind the tape. It's fine.
Do you want us
Anyway.
to tell him? Should we
I
break
was
it to
armored
him?
reconnaissance.
Should we break it to him?
No, you just talk in code and let him wonder.
As long as we know Stitics is listening, Stitics, I didn't do any of the things you asked me to do, but I did. I did, and you know this. I did start logging my inactivity. So that's
I saw him post the thing in the channel, and I was like, well, that's not happening anytime soon, and that's the worst place to ask for it.
I can do all this stuff, just probably not tuned. I'm building furniture, man. I'm very busy.
Building furniture. Shut up.
Yeah.
You should have you should be
Instructions
live
in
streaming
Hebrew
your
or
own
something.
show of building the show.
You mean the next
should.
Bob Vila, Kigler?
Yeah. There you go. Although I do have a really important tip, if that's a thing we're doing. I do.
This is an advice panel.
No,
yes,
seriously,
please.
no shit. If you're ever going to be building this build your own furniture thing, get some wood glue. And anytime you put
when
pieces
you
of wood
crack the
together,
wood, when you screw the
glue
screws
no,
in too tight.
just put glue everywhere you can when you're building it.
Oh God.
All the glue.
Now you'll never get it apart again. But
No kidding.
not an issue.
It makes up for all those parts that were left over, the extra parts
no,
that you didn't
like-
put in there.
Most of this build your own furniture, you're just screwing things together, and over time the screws start loosening up. But that glue stops that from happening, and better piece of furniture. That's my what's the life hack? That's Giggler's life.
I'm going to make a mental note because the desk I'm sitting at has a broken drawer front on it. So I'm going to have to get some wood glue. And when I buy it, I'll think of you. I'll go, Kickler told me to do this.
Yes, because the smart thing is to take his advice.
Yeah. And if I never get it open again, I can curse him too. I'll be like, fuck him. He told me to get the wood glue.
If we do want to do Giggler life hacks, I have one about your dishwasher that'll blow your mind. But
Oh God.
Click on this link for
Wow.
five dishwasher hacks that will blow your mind. Clickbait.
You should
Just
do.
create a TikTok. We'll run the shorts on our channel. It'll be great. You'll have your own
Here you
little
go.
Here's an
playlist.
ad. we're having
I'll
an
be like-
ad. It's just Giggler.
I'll be like the Simpsons starting out in Tracy Ullman. Yeah, you guys will be my Tracy Ullman. There you go. I'll be your Simpsons.
We'll start doing mid
It's a
rolls
deal.
for IFWAS,
Yeah.
and you'll be the mid roll ads of whatever.
Now a word
short-
from our sponsor.
Well, it could be like those five hacks that, and like only like 4 of them don't work. 4 of them don't work, and one works. Just one.
You won't believe tip number 7.
Tip 11 will save you hours.
Oh God.
I have a problem now because I was thinking the whole time, some of these pieces are smaller than the other ones. Well, that's weird. And now I realize there's 2 different
Definitely IKEA
pieces,
build.
and I'm screwed. I got to start taking pieces back out of it. It's all glued together.
After all that glue, yeah. Good job.
Really, this worked out successfully.
So if you're gonna use glue, you want to make sure you get a good translation of instructions.
Yeah. If you want to use glue, make sure you put it all together first and then just back all the screws out, add glue, screw the screws back in.
Yeah. Yeah, for first timers, for sure. That's a good tip.
Justin, why are you condoning this?
I'm not. I don't even know what you guys are talking about anymore. I stopped paying attention.
Was there a topic?
I lost my co-host.
No, there hasn't
Yes,
been a
the
topic.
topic was open panel talk. That's the topic.
Open panel
Yeah.
talk. Okay.
Talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk.
I every time I pop into a VC on Discord and somebody says, hey Giggler, where you been? How's it going? I'm always tempted to quote, what's that first or second verse of Job, where God's like, hey devil, what's going on? Where you been? And the devil gives his report.
Is that a direct quote?
No,
What's up,
I
bro?
like
Exactly,
Quote,
verbatim.
Quote,
That's in the
quote
book.
unquote.
in this analogy, I guess I'm Satan. So.
Job
the person
chapter
talking
1,
is God.
verse 2.
So that's kind of,
What's up, bruh?
What's up?
What's up, bro?
You want to go mess with this homie over here?
Yeah.
Well, that make his life really shitty. Let's make his
fuck up
life
Job's
really
life.
shitty.
Yeah, just like the good old days.
But how is that not exactly what happened though? It's
I don't
so
know.
weird. Like what is it that lets a Christian? What you guys used to be Christians? You can tell me what is it that lets a Christian read that and go, oh yeah.
Don't generalize. Justin had never had a belief. He was always a sinner.
I was a terrible Christian. I was when I actually was
Me
one.
too.
If you don't want open panel,
Catholics
I
don't
didn't-
talk
I
about that
didn't
story
give a
too
fuck.
much. So.
Hang on, we got a pro tip.
subscribe to our channel on how to
This is worse than
how to not have guests.
pro tip.
We are a
Pro
how-to
tip.
show.
You know what, Andrew?
Oh.
This is the history of Giggler because he's consistently always done this since we've created this
That's kinda
channel. So
Yeah, that's why I stopped listening, because we were just completely derailed.
yeah,
And he
We-
doesn't stop
Sorry.
once we get him started.
Let's
just
focus.
like the white man, he
Focus.
more or less has that privilege. So I can't.
I mean, we did go from Wiggly to biblical stories, so it was just we went on a totally different train.
I love that the rabbit.
damn it, Ollie,
Turns
put
out
that
Giggler's a
down.
dick.
Put it
Oh my god, that's great.
Freaking scared the shit out of me. I didn't realize you did that.
What happened?
I would be wearing that on Sunday, scaring the hell out of the kids.
Honestly, though, Justin,
you can do
don't
that thing
just
where,
put
like,
a
you-
bowl out and just have the candy sitting there, and then you just go about your business.
So
No.
that's
No.
my
I could do that. One kid come by and just
I
scoop
asked
everything in.
Shh. I
that's
asked
my
Justin.
that's my current issue, is because now our kids are old enough to go trick or treating. They don't generally last. We only have a 2-hour window here, which is really lame. But so we take them trick or treating, but we also want to contribute, participate, and we've decorated and have all this other shit. So I generally just put a bowl out with a bunch of candy in it, and then if there's any left when I get back, I just give it all to the next person I
Thank
see.
you. Thank you. Thank you. That's all you got to do. You don't have to sit outside. You don't have to pack a dozen and hundreds of fucking
Yeah.
brown bags with various goodies.
It
Make
ends
it
up
that
with
easy.
here you go. Here's $30 of candy, so I don't eat it myself.
You better
I
take
don't
it
Basically,
for
I
it.
do.
I like sitting outside and seeing the kids and stuff. And my husband will he has this long black cloak and these creepy hands, and I'll do his face in corpse paint, and he'll scare the kids to come over and get candy and stuff. It's
it's
really
hilarious.
fun. It's great. If you're gonna Halloween's go big or go home in my house. So
Helen, you also like people. Justin isn't.
yeah, I do. I like kids and I like persons. I don't like every people. I like you people. You're my
What do you
person.
mean, you people? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got these instead of a pumpkin this year. I got 2 of these things. I love them.
Canadian skull.
So
Yeah.
last year we carved pumpkins beginning of October, and they just kind of rotted on my porch in a week or 2. So this year we waited until the 20th or something, and we carved pumpkins around the porch, and they're already rotted. They're just they're their mouths are all caved in, so they look like they all have dentures.
Oh boy.
It's completely
like- it
pointless
sounds-
here.
Yeah. It sounds like you need to legit do that the day before.
It's been too warm, so they've just been
That makes sense.
global
Fuck
warming.
global warming.
Ruining my pumpkins. Unintended
This is what will
consequences.
inspire the masses to fight against global warming. We want our
That's right.
pumpkins to maintain longer than just a day or 2.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
These are the
motivation
two-
to stop it.
There you go. See, these are the true concerns, folks.
Hashtag
Not-
save the pumpkin.
Save the pumpkins.
Hashtag
Save your jack-o'-lanterns.
That's it.
Oh God.
I bought 2 of those books where you get designs from, and you got to cut them out and trace it and do the thing. And
Aw.
Very fancy.
yeah, I bought 2 of
You did-
those and wasted them both apparently.
Wow, you did legit dad stuff.
Yeah.
Not like assemble a fucking shelf.
Oh yeah, and I buy
Anyway.
like power tools to cut out. I can't be like sawing for hours.
There's some like badass like pumpkin carvers out there, like the
Mhm.
people that are like super artistic. I'm like, damn, bitch, no, like you got time. I don't have that time.
Just
I'm
need
like,
some man.
carve eye, nose, mouth.
Mhm.
There, done.
I haven't
I
done a
saw- I
pumpkin
saw-
carving in years.
I
What is
saw a
it?
new pro tip for carving pumpkins. Instead of trying to get your knife out and actually cut through it and slice it, get a drill and just drill and use the drill like a Dremel and just cut out the
Multi.
shapes.
I think
It's
yeah, I
multi.
think
So
if you
much
just
slicker.
do like 3 holes, and you put a candle inside, it'll look great.
You could do that too. But if you wanted to
There
cut
you
it in
go.
mouth or something like that, you can do that real easy.
Or make the pumpkin real bougie. You don't have to make it scary. Just like
Yeah.
decorate it, put some
Real
gold, some
bougie.
glitter, put some candles in it, make it all festive.
You realize this
cute.
is Halloween, right?
Yes. It doesn't always
Yeah.
have to be scary.
You never
It can
heard
be
of
slutty,
Victoria's
too.
This is
Secret Halloween?
Halloween, right? It's got to be scary.
Yeah,
It's got to be
This is
scary.
Christmas. It's gotta be scary. That's good.
Christmas?
Multi,
Hey,
how do you
there we
carve a
go.
pumpkin?
it's the Bath and Body Works
How
Halloween
do I carve a
episode.
pumpkin?
What's
Usually
the
with a
appropriate
steak
way
knife.
of carving? Okay, yes, with a steak
No,
knife.
that's how I did it. I would say
did with
it
a
is
steak
not
knife?
the appropriate way. I'd say use a pumpkin carving knife. They make them.
Ah,
They're
What about
serrated,
What about a
but they
sawzall?
won't cut you.
a saw.
Oh yeah, sawzall. How about electric chainsaw? Those.
There we go. Now we're
Dremel.
getting exciting.
I'm telling you, a Dremel or a drill. They work great.
A Dremel or drill.
I wonder if you can use like a
These
turkey
guys
carver.
that do the that do the shaving to different depths, so the light comes through and gives like a panoramic kind
Yeah.
of
All right,
scene,
now
you
you're
know,
doing
or a
too much.
face.
No, we're
You could do that with a Dremel too.
Multi,
well,
you're
you
too
know what?
fancy.
You have to
multi-layered.
wear goggles if you had,
Multi-
you know, a Dremel.
Multi with
Safety.
these fancy ass
Came back to
pumpkins.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. He's just almost borderline bougie. I like it. I like
You
it.
just want everybody to
Yeah.
be wishy pumpkins.
You pick a sheet of paper, you send it through the printer if you still have one of those, and then you just kind of draw on what it's supposed to be and carve out the you know, the ones that you're supposed to carve out.
the
pretty
dia
simple.
de las bougie,
That's bougie.
That's
the
bougie.
day of the
Okay.
bougie.
Make
How's
the
everyone?
pumpkin bougie. Yeah, we're dandy. Giggler was here, your arch nemesis
Yeah, he was building shit. He was
Yep.
specialty.
building.
We learned so much about wood glue, Multi, and you missed it.
He was assembling a shelf with wood glue. Thoughts?
And screws. And screws. He was using wood glue in addition to screws.
Well,
Oh,
no, you
smoky.
use the screws to hold in while the wood glue cures. That's how it's
Oh,
supposed
we
to
didn't hear the word cure the whole time he was on.
No.
No, he didn't say
not
that
once.
at all.
No,
dry.
He
Glue
literally
gotta dry.
said slather that shit all over.
He also said the dog just ate the instructions.
Is this what kind of was this like a flat pack from IKEA or what?
shit.
I don't know.
Okay.
IKEA's.
It-
He said it was like
It's a
IKEA,
knockoff.
but not
Yeah.
IKEA.
It's an IKEA knockoff.
Yeah.
Flat pack from the Home Depot or something like that. Yeah.
Harbor Freight IKEA.
Oof. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I travel to where he lives right now and just slap him.
You should use your
What
goddess
is
powers to do that. Like
I should. Oh, great microphone. Send me to get no.
Did you just spirit fingers?
I did. You like that?
Mm.
Don't laugh at me. God damn it, Justin. Whatever. Anyways, let's make some announcements, shall we? Because this is going off the rails and Justin's going to kick my ass.
We
We have a
have
couple of
announcements?
We have a mousement.
Announcements?
We have a
Announce-
mouse.
Yes,
we have
Ollieman.
mouse mints. Mints
Mousements.
for mice.
As a continued crew host on this channel, Justin and I have announcements.
What?
Okay, he doesn't
Okay.
care. Anyways, he's drinking this soda.
Enlighten us.
Anyway,
I was being
Yes, I
quiet for you.
preach.
A rare occasion.
Coming-
She got too quiet. She didn't know what to do.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't. It was uncomfortable. Coming up in 2 weeks, we are having a Veterans Day show special. So we are celebrating Veterans Day. Well, celebrating Veterans Day. So, hosted by the one and only lovely Justin. Woo! And we're going to have some guests on. Giggler is voluntold to be there. Told. We will bring Justin. That's Justin. We'll bring
I'll be here.
Jason back. Justin
Thanks
will
for,
be here.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
I mean,
Jena
it
host.
seems fitting since you were like in war at one point or another. So
I don't remember being in war, but
No, me neither.
we're always at war, Justin.
Right,
I did a
We're
thing.
always at war. How dare you? We're always at war. Anyway,
You were, kind of isolated, under pressure,
under pressure. Ooh, copyright claim. Sorry.
He was in the Navy.
in the Navy.
You
Anyway,
can sail the 7 seas. Okay.
Sorry. Copyright claim.
Sorry.
we are never going to get through these mouse men.
We are
What an
not.
25
I'll
minutes
be quiet.
There's
Veterans
tons of
Day
ice
show.
when you need them.
Yes, I'm Stitics. Oh my god, I'm so glad you asked and offered to be on the show for Veterans Day. Yes, you can be there too. You are welcome, sir, since you are retired and are a veteran, and we thank you for your service. We will see you live on the 11th. Thank you, Stitics. See, Stitic confirmed, ʻOllieman. Okay, there you go.
Not yet,
That's
he
the
hasn't.
confirmation. So
It's
yes,
kind of this
just-
whole like speak your reality, speak things.
Yeah.
Into existence.
Yeah.
This
We'll
is,
see.
this is new age woo in action right here.
Jena's going to manifest Stitics
Yeah.
on the
Spirit
cast.
I'm sorry, but he just countermanded what you said.
I don't see that. No, that doesn't exist.
Delete comment. Ban
Speak your
Stitics.
truth.
Let me finish the fucking announcement.
And
Anyways.
wow.
Veterans Day show on the 11th. Also, we are continuing a small series with Parenting Without Religion. And so we're in the works of making that as a pre-recorded, try to do it once a month. We saw that it's something that's needed and in popular demand. I made that up probably, but it is in demand and it is needed. It's something that we rarely see across most content that most of us typically watch. So we're gonna get that going. Justin, of course, Justin is doing the most, y'all. He got this hip-hop show, he got this parenting, he was a veteran in war. Good job, bro. Proud of you. Please applause, clap.
Sorry.
Come on, Winter Soldier.
Justin, I appreciate you.
Thank you,
So that's
Thank
what
you,
we were
Stu.
waiting for.
That's
Yeah.
what we were waiting for. As far as announcements, that's all I got. But yes,
Okay.
that's what's coming up.
Rollin was like, "Oh, that was it."
Okay.
Roland, I appreciate your enthusiasm.
I'm
Thank
always
you.
enthusiastic. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I said I appreciate it.
I'm consistently enthusiastic, and this is the
I can
consistent
tell.
level you will get.
This is the level of enthusiasm. You match Justin perfectly.
It's droll. It's droll enthusiasm.
Indeed.
Yes. Isn't it Movember next week?
Could
Yeah.
be. Could be.
Monday.
So ʻOllieman, you have some things to do.
What? No, you don't
Grow
want to
your
see me with a
fucking facial
mustache.
hair.
You don't want to see me with a mustache.
Nope, you
That's
gotta
just
do
creepy
it.
looking.
Okay,
Gotta
well,
do
I
it.
do want to see the beard.
I know. I want to see where they handlebar, man.
Okay, I better start.
I'll send you some
getting
beard
close
wax.
to
I'll send you some mustache wax and you can curl it
No.
up, man.
No.
Jenna, I
No.
promise not to shave it all for Movember. I'll
I
show you
appreciate
the
it.
results at the end.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna instant November. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna click the button while he's gone. All right, so that's it for the show.
Wow.
Thank you so
Hello,
God damn it! It was too late. Hi. What is that?
Whoa.
What
Jenna,
did
you
do?
take that back.
It's a
Yeah.
mustache.
Oh,
It's a
Jesus.
mustache.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
The glue on it
Oh.
isn't much good
Aren't you
anymore.
glad you left it on to see this?
I'm really gonna end the show now. All right, so that's it.
I apologize.
I
to our
apologize.
I
viewers.
apologize.
On behalf.
I
Everyone.
apologize for this.
I apologize. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a little off the rails per usual, but hey, that's what makes everything fun.
At least we're on brand.
We are on brand. All right, go buy y'all that wood glue and candy.